load balancer client also. Come on, yaar. So okay, now let's understand one more things in what discovery client now, guys. So at the time of what fetching the what instance from the Eureka server, at the time of what fetching the instance from what Eureka server, based on that discovery client, what is the returning now? Come on, what is the returning now, guys?
Instances,
but
list
what
of instances.
List of instances, right? List of instances. Because of that what load balancer is not working now. Come on, load factor is what not
Yes,
working. Load factor is not working in what? Load
Not
factor
working.
is not working in what? In this client. Come on, yaar.
Application.
And at the time
Yes,
of
Ravi.
what? At the time of fetching that what? At the time of fetching the instance, what? We need what? To fetch the instance based on indexes or not? Come on.
Index. Yes,
Based
Ravi.
on the based on the indexes we are fetching, right? But what is that? We are going to learn what? Which client now? Guys? We are going to learn what?
Load balancer client.
Load balancer client. And this load balancer client will not return what? This load balancer client will not return what? List of what? Instances. This one will return what? Single instance. This what? This client will return what? Single instance. Come on, yaar. It's clear.
Single instance.
So
Yes, Ravi.
okay, good.
Yes, Ravi.
Okay, so now what we are going to do now? Let's understand today discussions, right? Let's understand what our today discussion now. Okay, good. So today what is that? Spring. We are going to learn what? Spring Cloud. Text is enough, guys. It's visible. This text says, shall I increase the font?
Visible, Ravi.
Fine, Ravi.
Okay. Spring Cloud, right? Spring Cloud microservices. Spring Cloud microservices IntraCommunication. What is that? Using what? Load balancer client. Load balancer client. Our next client will be what? Next client will be Fin client. Don't worry about that, right? Don't worry about that. Okay, we are what moving on what step to step, guys. Okay, suddenly if I start what Fin client, then what? Maza will not come, right? Maza will not. Initial maza will not come, and when you guys will face what? Interview, then the problem will come. Okay, so if you guys are believing on me, so this is my responsibility now to guide you people properly or not, guys. Come on.
Yes, Ravi.
Yeah,
it's your responsibility.
Yeah, very nice. Okay, so good. So here what? So let's understand what is that today load. What is that load balancer? Load balancer client. This is also what? Interface. This is also what? Interface only. So using what? Load balancer client, what we can do? This client is used to what? Fetch the data from what? Eureka server using what? Instance ID. Now guys, come on. In last time also using what? Discovery client. What we are doing now? Using what? Discovery client. What we are doing now, guys? Come on. We are fetching the instance from the Eureka server only, na? Come on, yaar. It's a need, guys. I said clearly I said, right? If the people are not focusing on what last session what, then the what next session will not understand, right? No one can understand what next level discussion, because this is the chain, guys. Okay, first day onward need what? In microservices, what? First day onward need to what? Focus, right? First day onward, because what? This is the microservices sessions or what? Chaining sessions, guys. Okay, if you think about that today, if I understand, no guys, it will take time. Okay, but the request is what? Focus on what? First day onward, because every topic, everything is important in microservices, guys. Okay, so okay, good. So no issue, guys. Okay, so now here what? Load balancer. Where that one? Yeah. So Eureka discovery client, what using discovery client, what we are doing now, we are fetching the instances from the Eureka server na guys. Come on, yaar.
Yes, Ravi.
Yeah, same like using what load balancer client also, what we are doing now guys, using load balancer client, we are fetching the instances
We
only
are
from
fetching the
instances from the Eureka server only, right?
Yes, Ravi.
Yeah, good. Yes. So using what load balancer client, using this is what this is client. What this client, this client is used to what? Used to what? Fetch data from
Eureka
what?
server.
Eureka server. Eureka what? Server, using what? Using how we are fetching the data now guys, using service ID now, come on.
Yes, Ravi.
Using what?
Yes.
Service ID, right?
Service
using
ID.
using what? Using service ID. Okay, but what is that? But it will what? Fetch only one instance that has what? Less load factor, guys. Okay, anyone remember that when I was explaining load factor? What is the load factor? What is the load balancing now, guys?
Yes,
Yes,
Ravi.
remember by default 200.
Yeah, good. So okay, but what is that? Discovery client is not what? Discovery client is not working in what? Load factor now, guys. But what? But this client,
Load
but
balance.
what? But it load balancer client is what? Will fetch what is a will fetch what? Load balancer client will fetch
Data.
only what? Only one instance. Only one instance that what? That has what? Less load factor. Less load factor. That has what? Less load factor. Okay, now okay guys, so producer application have what? Multiple instances. Just assume that, right? So now okay, don't worry about that. Okay, I'm going to design this what? This diagram again this diagram again in front of you guys, and we will implement based on this diagram our what? Our load balancer client only, right? Where that diagram, this diagram again I'm going to explain guys. Okay, again, because this diagram multiple time, even initial day also, right? I given full microservices what? Diagram, and even I said, right, just make that what? Desktop screen or like what? Practice it. I said or not, guys? Come on.
Yes, said sir.
Yes,
Yeah,
Ravi.
remember that diagram guys. Okay, remember that diagram every time, every second. If you are working in microservices, that diagram is need, guys. Okay, that diagram is need. So okay guys, so just what is that? Just I'm giving what? One monolithic application. What is that? Let's design one monolithic application, right? Monolithic application what? Monolithic application what? Our product has what? Product has vendor na. Come on
Yes,
guys,
Ravi.
this is the just assume what?
Yes,
This is what?
Ravi.
Our monolithic application. If we want to convert this monolithic application in what? If we want to convert this monolithic
Microservice.
application in this monolithic application in microservices application, so now what is that? What is the diagram now, guys? Okay, let's understand. Just assume that, right? Just assume that. What is that? Here what? Eureka server will come na. Here what? Eureka server will come na. So no, let's first convert what is that? Our what? This vendor services, right? So here what? This vendor services will become what? One microservices, and this product will become what? One microservices na. Come on.
Another microservice.
Yeah.
Yes, Ravi.
Okay, so now good. So here what we are doing now? Here let's create what? Let's create one what? One microservices, right? This is the what? Producer microservices. This is what? Producer microservices. Let's give this name. This microservices name is what? Vendor services. Vendor service. Vendor what? Service now. Okay, good. So after then what? after then vendor service. Here what in the vendor service project name I'm giving, guys. Okay, in that what is that? Our producer controller will be there. Let's give what is that? Vendor rest
Vendor
control.
controller. Rest controller.
Vendor
Yes, sir.
what? Vendor rest controller now. Okay, good. Vendor what? Rest controller now. Okay, good. So after then what? But what is that? If our product, right? Our product microservices want to communicate what? Want to communicate what? Vendor rest controller. Then what is that? We need what? One client also, right? One consumer client na.
Yes, Ravi.
Yes. So good. I'm missing one more person, Satish also, right? Satish is there in the session. Satish, Sudhir, these people are there. Okay, no issue. Now, okay, good. So here what? Yeah. So this is what? This is what? Product services, right? This is what? Product services project, right?
Yes, Ravi.
Yes, Ravi.
This is what? Product
Make another
services,
application.
right? Inside that what? We have what? One controller, right? One controller. That what? Product rest controller.
Product rest controller.
Product what? Rest controller. Now good. Okay. So after then what? We need what? One consumer na. We need what? Consumer, right? To fetch that record. But because what is that? But okay, no. So these two controllers, sorry, these two microservices are there, right? These two microservices are there. But if we want to communicate what? If we want to stable intra-communication between what? Intra-communication between what? These two microservices. These two microservices, then one more person will come now. One more person will come or not, guys? That is what? Discovery client or not?
Eureka
Discover
server.
Eureka server, right? Eureka server na? Come on,
Yes, sir.
yeah. So
Yes,
the
sir.
one more person will come. What is that? Eureka server,
Eureka
right?
server.
So okay. After then what? We need what? We need to what? Publish what? Publish or register what? These both microservices in Eureka server are not, guys. Come on.
Yes, Ravi.
Yes.
Yeah. We need what? We need both microservices to publish inside that what? Inside that what? Micro Eureka server, right?
Yes, Ravi.
Yeah. We need to register, right? We need to register both microservices, right? Both microservices in what? Eureka server, right? Eureka server. Register what? Both microservices. Then what will happen now? The both microservices instances will create what? Both microservices instances will create inside that Eureka server or not, guys?
Yes, Ravi.
Yeah. So but this microservices, but the requirement is what, guys? But our requirement is what? This microservices want to communicate with what? These microservices. Then where this microservices will get what? Metadata from the Eureka server only na, because both microservices information is stored inside that what? Eureka server na, guys. Come on, yaar.
Eureka server.
Okay, so
Yes, Ravi.
so to fetch the information about what? This microservices, to fetch the information about this microservices, we need what? One client na here in this microservices to fetch the information from the Eureka server. Come on, yaar.
Yes, Ravi.
Yeah,
Load balancer client.
that client name is what? In this time we are going to use what? That client is what? Load balancer client. Clear,
Load
guys?
balancer. Yes, Ravi.
Okay, so okay, we will write one class inside this one. What? Inside this one what? We will write that what is that? One vendor vendor what? Rest consumer. Rest consumer, this rest consumer, where we will write what is that? Our load balancing coding, right? Our load balancing coding now. So using what? This, what is that? Load balancer client. What will happen now, guys? What will happen now? Then what? Then
Find method.
our rest, right? Our, what is that? Our load balancer will what? Fetch the information from the what?
Eureka server.
Eureka server, right? Fetch the
Eureka server.
yeah, fetch the information from what? Eureka server. Good. Fetch the information from what? Eureka server. Using what? Find, right? Find. Using what? Find. Now it will return. But what is that? If we are using what? Load balancer client, then what is that? Which kind of instances will return? List of instances are single instance now. Come on.
Single instance story.
Yes,
Single
good.
instance.
Single instance. Okay, single instance. In this time, what will happen now? Single instance will return now, guys. Okay, in this time, what will happen now? Single instance will return. Okay, good.
Single instance.
After then, what is that? After then what? After then then what is that? Result here, single instance will return, and after then what will happen now? This, what is that? This, what consumer will call what? This consumer will make the request using what is that? Using what? REST template to whom?
URL.
To whom? Yeah, this here, what is that? One instance will return. There, what is that? In instance, what will happen now? What is that? URI plus what is that? Page URI plus what is that? Path. We will take the path of what? This consumer, this provider. We will take the path of this provider plus what is that? From